This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on The South Today, Invercargill's air quality has breached the national environmental standards for air quality in its first week of monitoring. The Dunedin City Council votes yes to the ambitious $20 million footbridge over the city railway lines. And Southland Girls High School has answered a call to host an exhibition on behalf of the museum. Kia ora, good evening, I'm Melissa Barton. Air pollution in Invercargill is a cause for concern, according to Environment Southland. After just 1 week of the organisation's winter air quality monitoring, Invercargill recorded its first exceedance of the National Environmental Standards for air quality. Sharon Rees reports.
Winter is coming, and with it, an increase in smoke and pollution for Southland skies. Just 1 week into Environment Southland's monitoring of winter air quality, Invercargill has exceeded the national environmental standards for the pollutant PM10.
It was a little disappointing to see in that first week we had an exceedance in the Invercargill airshed. So not a big exceedance, only a few micrograms over the limit. I guess the important thing to remember there is that there is no safe limit of PM10. So even if we're only a small amount over or just below the limit, it's still something that's going to cause adverse health effects for people during the winter.
While there are a number of factors contributing to poor air quality in Southland, West said domestic heating is the biggest factor.
About 95% of that is domestic heating. So there's obviously some smaller contributors in terms of industry, a little bit of traffic and also some outdoor burning. But yeah, far and away it's the domestic heating that's the biggest contributor.
Environment Southland are addressing the issue by promoting the use of quality dry wood in Southland homes with its Good Wood Approved Supplier scheme and educating people about efficient home heating.
Key things really are just making sure you've got good quality material that's been burnt. So only sort of paper, cardboard and nice dry wood. Those are the main things you can do. Also then looking at your home, making sure it's nicely insulated, you've got good curtains and you're being efficient in your use of heating.
To find out more about how to reduce the impact on air quality and to monitor current PM10 levels in Southland, visit breatheeasysouthland.co.nz. Sharon Rees, The South Today.
A shop window was smashed during a group brawl in South Dunedin this morning. A police spokeswoman says officers were called to King Edward Street at 8:15 a.m. after reports of 2 men and 2 women fighting. By the time police arrived, the group had left the scene in a vehicle. Police have spoken with shop owners and are making further inquiries. Last night, the Dunedin City Council voted to build a $20 million footbridge over the city's railway lines. The bridge will allow pedestrians to walk across to the harbour basin. The South Today asked people what they thought of the ambitious plan.
Dunedin City Councillors have pressed the go button on the $20 million architecturally designed bridge they say will be a game changer for the city. The vote yesterday was unanimous, and so popular among councillors they applauded themselves when voting was done.
I think everyone realises it's an extraordinary opportunity.
The decision comes after architect Damien van Brandenburg unveiled a much larger long-term plan for the harbour basin last year. The proposed steamer basin plan is to replace the mostly unused sheds and jetties with a marine research centre, an aquarium, cafes and cultural event centres. A low-rise hotel is also proposed for the southern tip of Steamer Basin. The first stage of revitalising the city's waterfront is set to cost something in the vicinity of $20 million. It involves the construction of a bridge to allow pedestrians to walk to the waterfront from the city. A $10 million option was also proposed. However, Council listened to public submissions and decided upon the more expensive option. People on the street today were mostly in favour of the project, while some believed the money could be better utilised elsewhere.
Oh, I think it's awesome. I think it'd be a really good initiative, bring a bit of life to the city, yeah.
Yep, we need to develop the harbour, I think, so it's a good start.
Yes, I think it's a great idea. It'll eventually connect several areas of Dunedin and finally our 5-star hotel on the waterfront. Fabulous.
I think it's a sign of progress in the city, and it's a good thing too, yes.
I would like to see the council spend a lot more money on social housing.
Well, you know, sometimes you've got to take a big risk to have rewards, don't you? I mean, sometimes it's a gamble, isn't it? You don't know if it's going to work till you've done it. A bit like the stadium, really, isn't it?
There's a lot of money spent on it. I think they could use it for something else, surely. Put it to better use, but that's just my opinion.
I'm going to be gone in a couple of years, I don't mind too much.
I think it'd be good for the tourists to have a look around there once it's all finished.
Yeah, I reckon that would be really good for maybe expansion or making Dunedin a sort of bigger place.
The $20 million bridge proposal is still subject to community feedback and an engineering report before building can go ahead. Ben Bootsma, The South Today.
Less than 2 years after the opening ribbon was cut at the Wanaka Recreation Centre, some people believe it's too small. The centre opened in mid-2016 and includes a 3/4-sized artificial hockey turf, a full-size football pitch and a 3/4-size football training pitch. But Netball Upper Clutha President Tracy Gibson submitted on the Council's 10-year plan that the centre has quickly become insufficient for the community needs. An Invercargill school is helping to keep the arts alive in Southland after the closure of the Southland Museum and Art Gallery. Southland Girls High School has answered a call to host an exhibition on behalf of the museum. Sharon Rees has more.
When the pupils could no longer go to the art was brought to the pupils. When the Southland Museum and Art Gallery Board put out a call for a place to exhibit their top art exhibition, Southland Girls High School jumped at the opportunity.
We felt it was a golden opportunity to have the art exhibition on site and really send as many of our girls through it to see what art could be, should be, and the possibilities for themselves in the future in terms of their own art. So yes, it was just one of those easy things for us.
The exhibition showcases the work of the top Year 13 art students from around the country, and Museum Operations Manager Hayley Brown said it was not one to be missed for Southland school pupils.
This is a really important exhibition for the students to see. So it helps them sort of see what the level of excellence is. It gives you these amazing ideas as to what it can be. And the processes and things that people have looked into. So it's an incredible opportunity for the students. So we asked the schools that, look, does anybody have a space that we can put this in? And we were just absolutely humbled by the support we got from our school community.
Browning said the school had always embraced art in its curriculum and said the exhibition was a source of inspiration for the pupils.
We say the creativity aspect of any learning is the most important, not just always the logical knowledge stuff. You can't underestimate the power of actually seeing examples of best practice for the girls in terms of their learning.
The exhibition runs until May 17 and is available for school classes to view by appointment only. Sharon Rees, The South Today.
Still to come on The South Today, the Dunedin Public Art Gallery celebrates New Zealand Music Month with a performance from the University of Otago classical music students.
For all your news from the southern regions as it happens, go to our Facebook page. The South Today, connecting you with your community thanks to New Zealand On Air.
Why wait for seed to germinate? Why not do it the smart way? For instant results, call Ready Lawn today, or for more information, go to readylawn.co.nz. at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer. You owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole Map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
It's on again, the Star Regent 24-hour book sale. Starts noon the 8th of June. Don't miss out.
At Action Engineering, the team make their mark as innovators in engineering because they don't just make things, they provide solutions. Call now on 477-1643 or go online to see the services they provide.
At the Hard to Find Bookshop, we sell quality books on all subjects from the rare to the recent, and where viable, we will come to you. We have a great reputation for integrity and honesty, so if you're downsizing or sorting an estate and have books to sell, contact us.
Garrador Dunedin, delivering quality stylish garage doors in Dunedin for over 15 years. New doors, replacement doors, repairs and maintenance are all part of Garrador's quality service. Garrador Dunedin offers a full range of modern quality doors to suit any home. Come visit the team at 553 Kaikoura Valley Road. Visit www.garrador.co.nz or call us on 488 5676.
Massive menswear sale on now. Alex Campbell Menswear have brought out a top suppliers warehouse and factory shop. Nothing but bargains for you. Hurry in, South Dunedin store only.
Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Helping New Zealanders to do more. Talk to MTF today.
Dunedin's top football on Channel 39, Saturdays at 7, Sundays at 2 and Tuesdays at 3:30.
Welcome back. A man's aggressive reaction after he failed a practical driving test in Oamaru last week has shocked vehicle testing New Zealand. When they arrived at the centre, the instructor was about to exit the vehicle when the man's anger got the better of him and he took off at high speed before the instructor could phone for help. The driver later stopped the car and allowed the instructor to get out. VTNZ conducts around 270,000 tests a year, and a spokesman says this was a very rare reaction. The drama unfolded about 2:40 p.m. after police received reports of an alleged kidnapping. The man was spoken to by police at the scene but not charged. New Zealand Music Month came to the Dunedin Public Art Gallery this afternoon when a group of classical music students from Otago University gave a free performance. The ensemble featured piano and string players in their first to third years of study.
Acoustic classical music filled the Dunedin Public Art Gallery's main chamber this afternoon. A group of first to third year students gave a recital of some well-known and some not so well-known pieces. They began with an ensemble number. Before individual students took pieces from a variety of composers, including third-year student Janet Reid, who took on a challenging piece by New Zealand composer Gareth Farr. Dunedin Public Art Gallery's Visitor Programs Coordinator Linda Cullen arranged the performances and says interest in their events is growing year on year.
Dunedin works by word of mouth, and I think so this year's audiences have been great, and people are looking forward to seeing what we have Tuesday lunchtimes. So we just keep to that same day, Tuesday lunchtimes at 12:30, and we've got a full house this year, which is just wonderful.
Otago University senior lecturer Tessa Peterson is coordinating the events on the university's end of things. and says it's very good for students to play in an open public space like this.
As the students get used to coming and playing, it will develop, and this year in particular what we've done is I wanted to present a range of the music that the music department teaches, and so week after week we've got a different genre coming and performing.
And although she's proud of all of her students and their accomplishments, she says Janet Reid has only been learning the Gareth Farr piece for a short time.
It's a very exciting piece, and she's only been learning that for a month or so, and I thought this would be a great goal for her for the work, and especially to play it in this acoustic with those harmonics. It's a very special piece, and she's really enjoyed learning it. And the experience of performing a piece like that in the gallery is to get the idea of the timing required between the different ideas, and to let the notes float around a little bit in the space, and so I think she really enjoyed that today.
Today's performance is part of a series of scheduled events being held at the Dunedin Public Art Gallery during May, otherwise known as New Zealand Music Month. Daryl Baser, The South Today.
After the break on The South Today, potential rugby stars of the future go to battle as Otago Boys High School takes on Kings in the annual inter-school rugby match. And we have tomorrow's weather for you.
You're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer. You owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole Map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
At the Hard to Find Bookshop, we sell quality books on all subjects from the rare to the recent, and where viable, we will come to you. We have a great reputation for integrity and honesty, so if you're downsizing or sorting an estate and have books to sell, contact us.
Not happy with this product demonstration, Ralphie. Oh, relax. It's all about balance. The balance between softness and strength. And my balance is perfect. So we won't fall? Of course not.
Hi, Ralphie.
Oh, hey, you. Whoa. You fell for it. Yep, I fell for it. Cotton Softs. Softness and strength you can trust. I'm Cotton Soft on the environment too.
Massive menswear sale on now. Oaks Campbell Menswear have bought out a top suppliers warehouse and factory shop. Nothing but bargains for you. Hurry in, South Dunedin store only.
Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Helping New Zealanders to do more. Talk to MTF today.
At Action Engineering, the team make their mark as innovators in engineering because they don't just make things, they provide solutions. Call now on 477 1643 or go online to see the services they provide.
It's on again, the Star Regent 24-hour book sale. Starts noon the 8th of June. Don't miss out.
Why wait for seed to germinate? Why not do it the smart way? For instant results, call Ready Lawn today, or for more information, go to readylawn.co.nz.
Join us! 7 p.m. Saturdays, 2 p.m. Sundays, 3:30 Tuesdays. Oakley's off the bar.
Thanks for staying with us. The Port Chalmers fire crew was called around the corner to the community's police station this morning after reports of smoke filling the George Street station. Fire and Emergency New Zealand Communications Shift Manager Andrew Norris says the Port Chalmers volunteer fire crew drove 200 metres from their Beach Street fire station and discovered a wall heater smoking in the police station. The smoky station and suspect heater were left in the hands of police shortly afterwards. A woman who collected more than 10,000 cigarette butts in a month from lakeside beaches around Queenstown presented her case to the Queenstown Lakes District Council this afternoon. Liz Smith says council members listened to her and were responsive to her petition to make Queenstown beaches smoke-free. Mina Amso has more.
Liz Smith has an eye for cigarette butts. The Queenstown local can spot them from a distance. That's because over a whole month, Smith went out day after day in the rain and freezing cold to pick up butts. The result, a bucket full. Over 10,500 cigarette butts picked up from lakeside beaches in Queenstown.
10,500 in 1 month, and it wasn't even in prime summer season here. So yeah, you multiply that over a year, that's a phenomenal number. And we are a small town of 25 to 28,000 people.
She's now keen to get Queenstown Lakes District Council on board to make Queenstown beaches smoke-free.
The plastic filter inside a cigarette, it takes about 10 years to decompose, and a lot of smokers that I'd spoken to said, yeah, flick 1 or 2 down on the ground, but they didn't realise the consequence of that.
Smith is a volunteer with Sea Shepherd, a non-for-profit conservation organisation which runs regular beach clean events in the Wakatipu. She finds all kinds of rubbish, bottle caps, lollipop sticks, just strewn across beaches.
Yeah, it's a real shame. I mean, we have this beautiful lake, the beautiful mountains, and an incredible place around us. This is a place that tourists visit because it is so unique and because it's so beautiful. And, for me, it's just heartbreaking to see this detrimental effect to our environment.
Smith met with Mayor Jim Bolt and other members of the council earlier today to present her case. But even though Mayor Bolt is in favour of people to stop smoking, he told reporters he doesn't think smoking ban would be possible in Queenstown. But he's keen to address the topic again. A huge number of people are already backing Smith on Facebook.
Well, hopefully the meeting today, will put a bit of pressure on them, and with the exposure it's had on media, both here throughout New Zealand and now internationally, I hope that they really take notice and that they really see the local support for this behind it.
Smith is considering launching an online petition to put more pressure on the council. She says she'll keep fighting for a positive change and ultimately see beaches smoke-free. Mina Amso, The South Today.
Today, 2 Dunedin high schools played their annual inter-school match of the season. The game was between Otago Boys High School and Kings High School. The South Today watched from the sideline.
The annual inter-school rugby game between Otago Boys High School and Kings High School First 15s was held at Kings playing fields today. The game is always much anticipated, with elaborate hakas performed by both teams. Last year, Otago Boys had won dramatically against Kings with a score of 32-5. However, this year the score was closer at 20-9 in favour of Otago Boys. Next week, Otago Boys will play Southland Boys High School at Dunedin's Littlebourne Park on Wednesday. Ruby Adrian, The South Today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on The South Today. Invercargill's air quality has breached the national environmental standards in the first week of air quality monitoring. The Dunedin City Council has voted to build a $20 million footbridge over the city's railway lines, allowing pedestrians to walk across to the harbour basin. And an Invercargill school is helping to keep the arts alive in Southland after the closure of the Southland Museum and Art Gallery. And now look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT. Welcome, Paul Gorman.
Oh,
and that's a very fancy tie you've got on
well,
there.
You have to make an effort occasionally, don't you? I've only got 3 ties, so I thought I'll wear this one for a change. Some suggestions that maybe we could do something in the column, the page 2 column, about your favourite ties, where they come from, you know, the story behind them. This one has got bacon and eggs on it, and my favourite Cornish ware, the blue and white mugs, so I'm quite proud of that one.
Oh, fantastic. It'd be really interesting to know how many ties is in an average man's wardrobe.
Yeah, given they're really not that useful, you know, but I'm sure a lot of people have dozens probably. So tomorrow we've got more on the Dunedin City Council's deliberations on the long-term plan, and they've backed the idea for a $60 million upgrade of central Dunedin, so this is like paving and seats and trees and that through the Octagon, which is quite exciting news. And another good story, we had 88 cruise ships this summer. One of the consequences of that is that the logging ships were having trouble getting in, so they're suggesting that they might actually come up to Dunedin Harbour within a few years and to stop any congestion, because the cruise ship season and the logging season, they coincide, so they've got to work something out on that front. And Wheelchair Norm Greyhound has won a record number of races. So
wonderful. So you can
exciting.
catch all this in tomorrow's
Yes.
ODT.
Yep.
And send your ties in. Thank you very much,
Thank
Paul.
you.
And now it's time for a look at tomorrow's weather.
Tonight's weather proudly brought to you by Mole Map.
Today's southern viewers of the Dunedin Railway Station. Looking at the situation, cloudy with some rain or showers about today as colder southwesterly winds develop. The winds will remain for a week or so, with pulses of cold air arriving from the weekend and some snow possible next week. Looking at what's in store for the southern towns, Balclutha, Catlins, Gore and Lumsden will all see moderate winds and showers with a high of 10. The Central Lakes area, Alexandra and Wanaka can expect light winds, showers and a high of 8. Queenstown will see light winds, showers and 7. And Tiana is the warmest with moderate winds and a high of 10. Up to the northern towns, Oamaru and Timaru will see wind, showers and a high of 11. Omarama and Twizel are in for light winds, showers and a high of 8 degrees. And in Dunedin tonight, skies will be clear with light winds and an overnight low of 5 degrees. Tomorrow, cloud increases during the morning and a few light showers likely in the afternoon. Moderate to fresh cold winds, a high of 10 and a low of 0. And becoming fine and sunny on Thursday with cool winds dying out with a high of 13 and a low of 3. And in Invercargill, there would be cloud increasing tonight with moderate winds and an overnight low of 4. Tomorrow, cloudy with showers, coupled with fresh cold winds, a high of 10 and a low of 5. And it's mostly fine and sunny on Thursday with light winds and a high of 12 and a low of 5. And that's our news for this Tuesday. For the latest news from the Southern region, you can follow us on Facebook, YouTube and at channel39.co.nz. I hope you have a great evening. Take care. Ka kite anō.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.